The show, the multiplier effects of rising costs of goods and services in Nigeria is cutting deep across sectors. Between May and July 2021, the price of domestic cooking gas has jumped by nearly 6%. For instance, the cost of the 12.5 kilogram cylinder increased from between 3,600 and 3,800 in March to between 4,200 and 5,000 naira. TVC News correspondent Ayodeji Muradeyo has more on the report.
The price of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, also known as cooking gas, has skyrocketed to 450 and 500 naira per kilogram. This price range is the highest Nigerians will pay for cooking gas, which is now being used in different homes in the country. It is now also common for those running canteen business to use cooking gas because it is faster in making food for customers. The price of cooking gas has risen by more than 60% since December 2020, following the devaluation of the naira and persistent inadequate domestic supply.
All of this.
Rotimi Ogunleye, a business expert, blames the high cost of the product on poor exchange rates and other factors.
The prices are determined by the interaction of demand and supply at the international market. When the price of this when the price goes up, of course, it will affect on the dollars. And when dollar goes up, the cost of purchase, the landing cost, will increase in proportion with the volume of cash as it comes from outside the economy.
Gas plants now refill a 12.5 kilogram cylinder for 5,200 naira compared to 4,400 naira in June. This development is giving many housewives serious concern as they continue to lament the rising cost of refilling cooking gas in the face of the soaring food prices.
Money to feed
This woman is not happy with the high price of cooking gas.
Let the price of the gas come to the normal one before. Because before with 1,000 naira you can fill 3 kg and you still have a 100 naira change to collect. Really
She's not the only woman who has found herself in this situation. Others also expressed their views.
It's really affecting our business, it's like seriously. Even before, we have a lot of customers. This place, everybody be coming in, going out, motor, coming in, going out every time.
Oh yes, of course, it's what they buy, they will sell. But at least they should put into the consideration of the people, and they should look well into the financial budget of the other people too, because most of us are not financially buoyant, so they should try and help us reduce the cost.
Now that the cost is too expensive, we are feeling like 1 kg, 2 kg, and it won't last long. It's normally finished like 1 week. If we cook like 1 week, it will have finished.
The way the price of the gas is rising these days is something else. At least not all fingers are not equal. At least they suppose reduce the price small. This one, every blessed day the price will be high instead of to be coming down. As you can see, it's affecting. Just I came to fill 12 kg now. I couldn't afford the price. I'm going to 6,000 to fill a 12.5 kg.
Many restaurant operators are also complaining. Benson Ogunmoyela runs a canteen and he is disturbed about the development.
Per 12.5 kg is sold for about 4,700 naira presently. In a week, we burn almost, we have about 50 kg. That is about 8 bottles. We use about 11 bottles in a week, which translates to about 42,000 naira per week, which is on the high side actually, you know. And getting even firewood nowadays is not even easy.
As the cost of cooking gas continues to rise, coupled with the high cost of foodstuffs, Nigerians are calling for urgent government intervention. Ayodeji Muradeyo, TVC News.
Jude, last, we'll go and look for our firewoods and kerosene.
But we'll be hurting the environment.
Because I don't know.
It will be against global.
I don't understand.
If we say we don't want global warming, we want to contribute to rolling back global warming.
We even use firewood.
And we want to be using firewood. Or what's this one called? Sawdust. No, there was a time we retired to sawdust.
Charcoal.
They now call it abacha stove. Yeah. You know, it was common in the 70s. So, but when Nigerians were facing adversity, they went back to it and named it abacha stove. Our people are going through a lot. We have to make this point. And you know, just like tomatoes, where you buy it also determines how much you pay. This 12.5 kg, my wife bought it for 5,000 yesterday. His own wife bought it for 6,000.
Ejibo.
Yeah. You know, so the place where you bought it also matters. So you cannot imagine in the hinterland, it will it's undoubtedly it will cost more in the hinterland. Look at that man that was interviewed, the restaurateur, spending 42,000 a month on filling gas cylinders. How much profit is he going to make? How much profit is he going to make at the end of the day? 42,000 is a lot. That's just on one item.
Yes, you're not talking about the components in which you make your food. You buy meat, you buy this, you buy gari, you buy rice.
There's a lot. People are really struggling in our country just to survive. Government has to do its best to at least cushion the effect of these pains on our people.
And this is like so essential. You can't do without it.
Yes, Ayo, but there are some hard facts we will have to contend with. Reports I've read says the national demand for cooking gas is about 1.2 million metric tons. Okay, but LNG is able to put just about 350,000 metric tons into supply. So you find that there's a shortage that has to be filled with imports. These imports will have to come in with forex, through forex payments and all that. And so,
what were the sixth largest?
Not just sixth largest in Africa. We're the largest gas producer, and that's the irony of it all. We can't seem to meet our local demand. But beyond sentiments, the report out there also says that LNG is also aiming to make money, forex by exporting. You know that these are contracts already signed. So you just don't want to do, because there's a shortage, then you deny international contract that you have entered into to supply the local market. So that gap is there, a huge shortfall, 1.2 million metric tons to just 350,000. And then you also have other charges that are being demanded of marketers.
Yes.
DPR, PPR area, and the rest of them. They have to pay, and this cost will have to be transferred to the ordinary Nigerian. And that's why there is a huge demand, by Nigerians, that government has to find a way to deal with it. We have to fill that gap somehow. The vicious circle that we're experiencing is that LNG wants to make money, by earning dollars and the rest of it. And then Nigeria would now have to import, cooking gas using forex.
As a young man, I would listen to successive president and administration. They will tell us that we have to make sacrifices. Nigerians should learn to make sacrifices. I've been listening to that in the last 20, 30 years. How long are we going to endure this kind of sacrifice?
I just wish we can we can get to that point when the government can give back to us as much as governments are giving back to people who pay their taxes regularly. In countries like Norway, Canada, those places that our people are running to, because it's so tough on the people. People have to pay salaries. People have to pay school fees. They have to pay their water bills. They have to pay electricity bills, and when electricity is not forthcoming, people have to buy petrol, put in their generators. Some people have 2 generators, so that if this one doesn't work today, and so people spend money on inverters. So it's a tough thing. Nigeria is a tough place to live in, and it's getting tougher. Now, by the time they roll out all those toll gates, transport costs will go up too. Even you that you are not a commercial transporter or driver, you still have to spend more. So this is the thing. At the end of the day, everything is going up. Can you imagine beans going up by 250%?
From 28,000 to 62,000.
It's now around 72, 73. 72, 73 for a bag of beans.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Survive it. So.
we pray we survive. And on the issue of cooking gas, our government has declared, 2021 to 2030 as the gas decade, and we're in this mess that we have found ourselves. They just have to find a way to deal with it, because there's so much suffering in the land.
Babajide, in my religion, we will say it is well.
Even when we know it's not well, we will still say it is well. We are a very optimistic people, but we have to do things that will make it well. We have to choose the right leaders. We have to put our leaders on their toes. We have to challenge our leaders to give their best to the people.
Okay. Sam Bome, thank you for your contribution. Thank you. BKO, we hope for a better Nigeria.
Yeah, so we don't have any choice, because we are not prepared to leave this country. I'm not going to Canada. We'll stay here.
And savages together.
And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. Don't forget to join us on Journalist Hangout on Sunday, 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. You're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Uzubako. See you tomorrow, and God bless Nigeria.